45-second shot clock throughout the match. No match clock though, so the match will definitely go the distance. As ever, that effortless power that he has off the brakes seems to get so cleanly through the pack each time. Not quite as straight as usual. The cue ball often comes back arrow straight off his brake, but just squirting over to the side cushion. No damage done though. Cue ball still on the table and a ball potted. It's been a long old road to this semi-final. You start out in a round of 2-5-6. Both players have had to win 6 matches already to get to this point. Red's the choice. Pushed the cue ball a bit further than he wanted. Don't know if he's got right behind this yellow, or if we can still see the red to cut to the top left corner.
The other semi-final not underway yet. We know one player that's in it, which is Jake McCartney, but he's still waiting for an opponent. And it'll be either Carl Sutton or Greg Batten. They are locked at 7 each. They're down to a 1-frame decider.
What a couple of weeks it's been for Jake McCartney. Made a long trip over from Australia. Won a Pro Series event last weekend at this venue in Blackpool. Stayed around to play in the World Championships and the World Masters, and has reached the semi-finals of the World Masters as well. I mean, it seems like fair reward when you put that much effort into travelling all the way across the world, but he's obviously had to do the hard work once he got here. Were it to be a Cousins-McCartney final, that would be about the most laid-back pool match it would be possible to schedule. Both Jake and Tom, very laid-back demeanour around the place. So John having to bail out of this clearance. First look at the 2 times world champion, Tom Cousins.
He's pretty much strolled through his matches to get this far. A few plays sort of like he's got that far in front, people give up the ghost. Ronan McCarthy was his last victim. That finished 8-1.
Yeah, it's been a long day of it. He started off with a match against Sean Story this morning, which could have been a difficult match for him, but just steamrollered through that one. And it's just carried on throughout the rest of the day.
So quick look there, that was Danielle Randall in the background. Behind John McAllister, his partner. Also one of the top lady players on the women's professional circuit.
In many ways, a tougher gig being out there watching your partner than playing yourself. A long match this, so time for plenty of twists and turns. To put you on the spot here, Tony, who do you have as favourite for the tournament of the players remaining?
There's only one really, isn't there, let's be honest. It'll have to be Tom Cousins, but if anybody can dismantle him, John McAllister, well, he can. He's already won a couple of events this year, so no stranger to the deep end of the professional tournaments. Declan Brennan, of course, was the defending champion. He went out earlier today. Jake McCartney did for him. Well, like I said earlier, is in the other semi-final, waiting for his opponent.
Slightly attritional match, that one, between Jake and Declan. They took plenty of time about completing that one. Yeah, it's very hard to see past Tom Cousins. The form he's been in on the professional circuit for the last year or two. He's been, well, I was going to say stuck on 2 world titles. That's almost a ridiculous description because most people would be delighted to be on 2, but he's won the second of those world titles 10 years ago now. A lot of players would expect him to add to that haul. He's in with a great shout of doing the double this year. What a rare achievement that would be, the World Masters and the World Championship.
A very messy first frame here.
Yeah, more visits to the table in this frame than most of the match put together. So much of Tom's normal match is just one frame, one visit frames. Tom is very good at playing the right shot, although he's known for playing a lot of breaking clearances. He's actually pretty good in this kind of frame. Likewise John McAllister, both very experienced competitive pool players. Odd situation really that's developed here. It's just the balls have got kind of clustered in a way that neither player really wants to be the first to go for them.
Tom can dispatch another one of John McAllister's reds and play another loss of turn.
Yeah, he'd be very happy to do that, and he'd also be very happy if he can get out the two yellows that are on the left-hand side of the table. Oh, he has done exactly as you said.
Yep.
The key thing is, whilst there's that red tied up next to the 8 ball on the right-hand side, John's in a bit of trouble, so it makes sense for Tom to try to free everything else up. Very awkward to get that red out from where the balls are sat. It's not the same tactical value there used to be in covering pockets. In rule sets gone by, that would be the way forward, but here, leaving a ball over the pocket, it just tends to get potted exactly like it's just happened.
Just for those of you who haven't subscribed to Alternate Pool TV, we will be leaving you at the finish of frame 3, so get your subscriptions in. Promo code SUMMER5 to watch the entirety of this match, and also we've got the ladies final later, and then the men's final will follow after that, and also all the pool on Ultimate Pool TV coming to you directly live. Still got plenty of events.
Yeah, it's a big week of pool, isn't it? We've got the concluding stages of men's and ladies World Championships, and indeed a number of other World Championships.
World Team Shootout tomorrow, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Getting back to the match clock format, speed things up a bit. It's down at the quarter-final stages, so we'll be playing quarter-final, semi and final tomorrow.
Well, the first opening. Cousins pot the yellow down into the bottom right-hand corner. Cue ball into red and yellow. Yellow pop out. It might just clip that red above it, but he'll have it out in the open. I'm sure about that. Like you said earlier, Mark, Cousins is good at those tactical exchanges as well as having the biggest breaking pool and also being one of the biggest finishers there is.
Hard man to play. No obvious way forward, is there?
No.
Can't play the tactical game, can't play the attacking game.
Lock him out of the arena. Oh, doesn't want that. Now then. I did wonder when I saw him playing that cushion first. I thought it was going to bump into that yellow.
Yeah, slightly casual shot, that one. He's now created a problem that he didn't need to have.
Double does go though. You can double that into the right hand middle. It will go past that red.
Yeah, the choice is to either do that now where he's on it or play up the top of the table, play the ball to top right and then try and leave an angle to dislodge it. But
yeah, it's very hard because he's only got the one ball he can choose to dislodge. So if it's me, I think I'll go now. Might not get a better opportunity. He'd be a bit annoyed with himself because he does pride himself on obviously being very precise and wouldn't have wanted that bump. And he's double hit the yellow. The yellow's come back and hit the cue ball to stop the double going in. Well, just when you thought Cousins was going to get the first frame, a rare mistake.
A very rare mistake based on what we've seen today. He's made a precious few mistakes when he's been in amongst the balls. The only saving grace from his perspective, the position of the red on the right hand side near the 8 ball means that it's not an immediate clearance for John, so that's why he's played the tactical shot. Important to hit a yellow here. Wouldn't necessarily be catastrophic to not pot one from this position because John's still got the ball tied up, but giving ball in hand would be bad because John would be able to manufacture the angle to open things up. So all about the hit here. It's a fairly big target. It's got 3 yellows in openish positions and fairly close together. You wouldn't really expect him to miss, but there's obviously enough space between the balls that you could go between them.
I can now tell you Jake McCartney does have an opponent now for the semi-final, and it will be Greg Batten. He has beaten Carl Sutton 8 frames to 7 in a very long match.
Yeah, they've been playing for a long time, those two. The rest of the draw was sorted out much earlier on. Everyone else has been out for a dinner break in the meantime.
That's very true.
So, John able to put the cue ball exactly where he wants it.
Well, it's going to be John's turn to be playing a double. Unless he opts for the safety. I don't think so. I think attack is the best form here. I don't think you can get to that red to try and shove the cue ball behind the 8 ball. Be looking at that and thinking one decent double and that's the frame.
He must have been aware that this was a likely outcome as well, because the way he played that cannon, he wasn't super likely to end up on the ball that he cannoned, so always a likelihood of having to play this double. Play it with a slight element of safety in mind, get the white towards the bottom cushion.
Well, neither player liking that right hand centre for doubles at the moment. Once again, Top Cat gets a bit of a let off. Ball he's going to play is the middle one of those yellows into that top left hand corner, because even if he misses it, he's going to track the cue ball to the right hand side of the table for the next yellow, and he's not going to be leaving a red. But he's not going to miss it anyway. Gone too far. He might. Now then, does he run into it or does he have to go around the table?
Yeah, I think it's quite hard to run into the right hand side of it, so you may have to go around the table.
Yeah, he's going to have to go off the 3 cushions. That's perfect.
It's a look ridiculously easy, but they had to pick that path out. Exactly the right line, exactly the right weight. It took a little while for normal service to be resumed, but it looks like it has now been resumed. And John will be annoyed with that one, because that was a frame he had several chances in. A good opportunity to get the first frame on the board. Made life unnecessarily hard for himself, and ultimately Tom gets over the line.